Greetings and salutations, and this is Thumbs United. This is a pre-recorded Let's Play. If you want to see it earlier, you can check out on Patreon.
Wolverine!
LCD Productions.
From his DNA. So we're like twins, except he's short and furry, and he smells funny. He loves it when people ask him if they can fly the Blackbird. He's got these awesome adamantium claws that cut through anything, including my body when I piss him off.
And so how it works is I release every month a complete Let's Play. So this one's going to be, I think it's 5 episodes, and they're all up on Patreon.
Wow,
and then
is that a Sentinel?
I start streaming them one at a time.
You can
once
see
a
how
week
they could destroy this entire island
at 7
populated
p.m.
with powerful mutants.
on a Tuesday.
Here comes Sinister's lackeys. Guess they saw our Blackbird's, landing?
Wasn't exactly sudden.
Look at the swing on their skin.
So let's get into the news.
Talent right there. What the hell was that?
So I recently went to a store. It's like Big Lots, where they get kind of like overstock items and everything. And so they advertise that they have this weed whacker, and we've been renting it from Home Depot. And each time we rent it for a full day.
Oh man,
and so
on Tubbo up there.
Renting it for one day was like $50. So it's kind of expensive, but we were planning on buying our own.
Get up.
And so,
Holy shit, that guy is big.
but they were really expensive, the ones we were looking at, because the ones we wanted to run on gas and not that fuel mixture you had to buy each time. And so according to Home Depot, the ones that run on gas, it costs like $500. No thank you. And we just bought a lawn tractor.
The island of Genosha.
I'm pretty sure
We wanted a more inexpensive one. And so we got this advertisement
The site of one of the
from
worst
this
mutant
junk man.
massacres in history.
And they said that
I'm
this
sticking with timeshare.
store that's like a Big Lots, like on a Wednesday they were gonna sell this weed whacker for $150. Runs on gas, did everything we needed. So we're like, okay, yes please. So we went to the store and we spent like maybe 45 minutes looking for it, but we were also shopping for other things. And we eventually asked somebody for it, and so they had it in the back and they just never brought it out to put on the show floor. So then, oh my goodness. And so then they brought it to the front and they're like, okay, we'll give it to you when you check out. And so then we're checking out and we had the hardest time because for some reason they entered the code and they couldn't find it and it wasn't in the system. But then there was this rude lady behind us who was like, I don't understand what the problem is. Why are you guys taking so long? This is a customer that was in line, 2 people behind us. And I was like, seriously? And she sees that she's trying to work fast and that she's trying to figure out what's wrong with the code of our machine. And so the cashier tells the lady, oh, we're having a problem with the code because they want to buy it, And then she didn't understand. She was like, code? What's the code? And it was like, why ask the question if you're not going to understand the answer?
What are you doing here?
We haven't seen him since our run in the comics together.
I just don't understand what she was thinking.
Wade, I need you to listen closely. I've time traveled from the future to bring you a dire warning about...
Oh God, here he goes again. He's not here 10 seconds before he starts boring us with his dire warning from the future crap.
Sinister has knocked
And so it was so cheap that we didn't think it would work very well, but I built it. I assembled it right when I got home.
The survival of Earth
right after buying it, and then I put some gas, and it takes like a slight oil mixture.
Now here's the critical part.
It's like 1 part oil to 30 parts gas, so a really low oil mixture. So I put it in, and I went to work.
Oh man!
So it's really hard to start.
So We give Cable the slip?
Looks like he left a note.
What does it say?
I mean, you have to. It's a pull start.
Meet me at
And
the
so-
north end of the city.
The first time it took maybe 3 attempts to start it.
In our game.
P.S. If you don't
I mean, we did the
arrive
math,
within 1
and
hour,
so
you'll miss the incredibly large
it only had to work
Busted naked woman
3
who
days.
claims to be your biggest
It
fan.
would already
Don't
have
fall
paid
for
for
that
itself
one again.
from
Cable makes
versus
it
the
this time. We can't take that chance.
Home Depot
Large-breasted
rental.
naked fan lady. We're on our way.
And so the second day, it took like maybe 7 to 8 pulls to start with the pull start. And I was just like, couldn't figure it out. And I had this point where I was like doing this happy dance because I was so, what's the word? I was so superstitious on how to start it. Because like sometimes it would start and it would run for a little while, and then it would just honk out. And I was like, what? So you try timing it, turn the choke off, turn the choke back on once it
You guys see a
starts.
cute girl walk by
Wouldn't
here?
start.
Seems like she might be into a dude who's
So
horribly disfigured.
then on the 4th day, I figured it out. And so essentially what you have to do is you have to open the choke
This is the part where
and then try
none of these
starting it that way.
window lickers
So you have to do it
Suppose
with
they're
the
related?
throttle at full,
be close.
which not really supposed to do because that activates the weed whacker right away. So the second it starts going at full blast. But once it starts at full blast, it stays on.
My life flashing before my eyes. God
And
damn,
so
I was
it pretty much, for some reason, it can't idle without turning off. So you just have to run it for maybe like 2 minutes at full blast, and then you can go to like half throttle. And that will start it reliably. It only takes like maybe 2 pulls or 2 attempts to start it. So it works out really well. I did pretty much everything outside of the front of my house, like on the sidewalk, because we have cracks on our sidewalk, and so there was grass growing in between it, so I took all that out. And then I had to beat some bushes back. But one of the issues, and I knew this would happen when we got it, was it came with its own string, and that's the part that rocks the weeds. But it was like such cheap nylon that maybe every 2 minutes I had to extend it because it's wrapped around inside the weed whacker. And so once you whack a couple of weeds, then it wears it down.
All right, if I was a hot fan girl, where would I be? Probably someplace less expensive.
And so I was so happy when I finally used up all the stuff that came with it, because I had bought previously like a heavy duty weed whacker string. And so I put that in it, and it was such a world of difference because I was like doing complete jobs without having to extend the heavy duty string, once. And I was like, oh my goodness, so much easier. But for my house, I used to do everything by hand, like without machine. Like I would go out and pull the weeds, and it wasn't really a job that was for one person. It was a little too much to do for one person. And so just having the machinery, having the lawn tractor, and having the weed whackers made a huge difference. I can work so much longer now. I work like 6 hours a day.
What's your blood type?
And the other good thing that happened was we have a push lawnmower because we have a small garden, and the lawn tractor doesn't fit in there. No motorized lawnmower that you can ride fits in there. So we always had to mow that one with a push mower. And a while ago, our garage flooded.
Should we do Italian or Mexican?
Mexican.
Good call.
It was winter, and it was really cold, and the pipes ended up freezing in the garage. And so then, once the pipes froze, ice expands, and it broke the pipe. And so then it just started raining inside because it was just leaking all this water. And so the lawnmower was in there, so I just assumed that it had rusted out. It's been a couple of years. It didn't survive. But on a hunch, about a month ago, I tried starting it, and I was like, please don't explode. And it works fine. I mean, there are some parts that look a little rusty, but I'm not really worried about it.
Got it, buddy. You look a little, what's the word I'm looking for here? Stupid. Holy flying dudes, that dude can fly.
So now I'm thinking of starting a lawnmower business. I replaced our gardener, and I'm like responsible for our land now. And we have a little over 2 acres.
Well, that one really rang my bell.
But now I'm thinking maybe I'll start doing other people's lawn. Because I love working outside. It's a lot easier now that we have the proper machinery.
This is so cool. That thing doesn't look like it takes VHS. Let's see if we can find something to put in here. Put in there. This looks important.
And then in other news,
Hey, aren't you gonna make a joke about us putting our thing in that thing?
That's too easy.
he already made the joke. Anyway, so in other news, about 1.5 years ago, I started internet dating. And it was going okay. But
What's
then,
the sound of one robotic
about
arm clapping?
half a year ago,
Dubstep?
and I was on the
That hole is
What's
prime
it called?
jumping material.
Tinders
call
and
that a
stuff.
glory hole.
But then especially on Tinder and Bumble, I started getting all this spam. It was just like I get 3 to 4
Must be getting closer to
messages
fangirl. You smell the
from
perfume too?
spam accounts saying, "Hey, sign up to this site if you want to talk to me." Blah 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 blah. And they always started off saying the same thing, like they were following a
Think we're
script.
dressed well enough to meet our #1 fangirl?
Skin tight bodysuit? Check.
And so first I had match with them and report them as spam, but then I found out that you can report them as spam and then unmatch with them and report them as spam again. So I would like double report them as spam, and so it got so ridiculous because it was like 4 times a day that I just said, enough. So I deleted my Tinder profile, and then I actually deleted all my internet dating profiles because I was like, I don't want to
Lo
date anymore.
behold.
#1 fangirl
Embarrassing.
I'd ask what that was about, but I don't want to know. Time is short. We need to get you to Magneto's old citadel across the island.
Stupid fantasy!
Don't worry, we'll land a real girl someday. This is our game, after all.
Wade, are you listening? Don't even bother with that security tower. Sinister is up there, broadcasting his...
Whoa, hold up. Mr. Sinister is up there? As in the S-hole who killed that other A-hole who was my contract? One side, Summers. I got me some business to finish.
Damn it, Wade, stop! We don't have time to mess with the security towers.
What the?
Anyway, and so I decided to quit internet dating. 'Cause it was like, it was starting to get depressing. And I don't know if you know this, but a lot of people, when they create their profiles, they like do these quotes and stuff, things they think are cool. But what they don't realize, and I wish other people could see, like a lot of people's profiles, like if you're a woman dating a man, I wish you could see like other women's profiles, because 99%
Now with Ninja
of all
Slice
the
and Dice attack.
profiles would say like the exact same quote, and it's just like it got annoying after a while because it makes it seem like everyone's the same when they're obviously not. But it was like you read all the profiles and it's like it doesn't say anything
Here's my
really.
backside.
And then the other issue was like on the Tinder, I would get like the message like, oh, you're out of likes, pay more if you want like unlimited likes. I wouldn't even like that much. So then half a year ago I quit and like deleted my profile and everything. And so maybe 2 days ago I re-signed up on Tinder, and I was like, this is the only one I'm going to do because it has such a large user base. I used to do OkCupid, but a lot of people, I guess, would like abandon their accounts, but it would still be out, and so people would just never respond back. And then you go check because it would show when they last logged in, and it was like 3 years ago. And I was like, probably send a message to this person. Anyway, so when I signed up for Tinder, I decided to do the 6 months subscription, which I have to remember to undo later, so it doesn't auto-renew. But I did it so that I could change my location. One, because I spend half my time in 2 different cities. And then the other reason was so that I didn't have to deal with the like timeout where
it's about time you joined the party.
so I can't like anyone for 24 hours now. It was like really annoying.
Outstanding! We could use a workout.
Deadpool! Smash!
Wow, Summers! That gun of yours is awesome! You gotta let me try it.
Forget it, Wade. It'd be too heavy for you to even lift.
Susie's selfish! You can learn to share in kindergarten. Wow! It's like killing someone in the future.
And then in other news,
Shoot him in the crotch.
so I have an office like in the basement where I have all my computer stuff, but then in my room I have this office projector, and for about a year now, every time you turn it on it says lamp fail, and then it would shut off because it would think it had no fan on. But the joke of it was its fan was on and it was working fine. And so I found a CPU fan that was the same size, and so I rewired it to work with the projector, but it has 2 fans. So I was like, I hope this is a fan it thinks it's failing. And so I did that, I rewired it and put it back in. And then it still said lamp fail, But what happens is you could start it up like 2 or 3 times, and on the 4th time, it wouldn't have a problem. And so then I ordered another fan that was the same size off Amazon. It was $6. And then I rewired it to work with the projector, and still it says lamp fail. Only this time now it says lamp fail, and it doesn't let you start it after the 4th or 5th time of restarting the projector.
I need to return to the future and finish fighting a battle that you pulled me away from. Wait here until I get back so we can form a plan.
Mainly because the projector was the main hub. And it was nice because it took VGA,
Why would we wait?
took
We could just finish the game
RCA,
right now.
took HDMI. It had 2 VGAs. And so what I would do is I would hook up my Xbox 360. I had the VGA adapter because the Xbox I have doesn't support HDMI. And then I can hook the RCA audio directly into my surround sound system. And I can make that a 5.1. It just does that by duplicating the stereo. It's really immersive. So now that the projector doesn't work,
what do we do with
and
this?
because it was like the hub,
Well, we should open it.
I had to like rewire my whole room.
We could win $1 billion. Spin
And so
it
that
till
was annoying. And so I had a couple
Magnetic
of
apocalypse. That
CRT
can't be good.
displays, and so I figured I'd just hook up my Xbox to that. But the problem is that the Xbox
Game was a total bust.
VGA,
Won't keep
it's
us
not
from that douche nozzle sinister.
Nobody
a
takes
female
our contract.
output. It's a male output, so you have to connect it directly into the VGA. And the VGA has its own cord built in that is also a male.
These
So you can't
platforms
connect
don't
them.
feel very stable.
Your mom doesn't feel very stable.
And so I have like a KVM that lets me switch between two monitors.
All right, time to make my own luck. $1 billion,
And so I
here we
connect
come.
the Xbox into that, and then I can connect a monitor into the
cow?
output side.
Nice try, Wheel. There are no cows on Genosha.
For some reason, it didn't work.
What
Like
the
the
hell?
Xbox wouldn't output at all. It wouldn't
Almost
recognize the
there.
monitor.
Time to make
So I
Sinister pay
tried
for.
Pay for what?
Another,
Following the script?
The script says we go kill him, so let's get
monitor.
to it.
Still didn't work. So then I brought up one of the monitors I used to connect to the computer. Still didn't work. So then I had to go and like reset the Xbox to like factory settings, and it still kept the account. But
All right, $1 billion.
And then it worked.
Enough is enough.
so it was like, oh,
Cliffhanger. How profound. Shit, this storm is really picking up.
so I was looking at replacement suggestions, and it's like they have come down in price. I had mine was in high definition. It was the old square. It was 1024 by 768. I like it. And that was okay, but you could kind of see the pixels if you were really too close. And so now you can get like an HD one for the same price after the bag. And that's incredible because an HD projector, like 4 years ago, used to cost like $1,000 minimum. Or it'd be
All
like
right,
800.
Sinister.
Now it costs
Time
like
to pay the
300.
pan. What the hell happened to you?
That looks very uncomfortable.
You,
Me.
Deadpool, you repulsive, putrid mutate. Destroying this tower will do nothing to stop my plans to instill genetic perfection upon this world. Nothing you do will stop my master plans.
Wait. Are you stuck in there?
No, that would be ridiculous.
Oh, so then you wouldn't mind if I played with this?
Wait, what are you doing? No, don't touch that!
I don't know about you, but...
It's a music game.
Follow my legs! Wait! What does this one do? Ah! Oh, dang time! Hey, Summers! Was that the big problem you needed help with? Because I just took care of it. Like a boss!
Huzzah.
Wade, that wasn't...
Seriously, roll credits. We're done here. Woo!
That wasn't Sinister! That was a clone!
Damn, Summers, what'd you have for breakfast? Smells like tacos.
You like tacos, Wade?
Oh, you know, I know this hot taco lady, Samantha.
Taco.
Oh, she makes the best.
Wade, What if you could never eat one of Samantha's tacos? Ever again?
What you talking about, Thumber?
Mr. Sinister is going to kill Samantha, destroy all her tacos, and everyone else on this planet, unless you stop him.
Shit
Very
just got
simple
real.
terms.
Indeed.
So, we going back-to-back Crane style on this one?
No, I can't stay. I'm fighting my own battles in the future, all of which hinge on what you do here and now. Anyway, the real Mr. Sinister is holed up on Magneto's old citadel on the far side of the island. Easily a day's walk, so we better...
Fuck walking. Get ready for Plan Awesome!
If you insist on me building this thing, then I'll need 2 parts. My readings show the first one is that
No,
way.
just Jimmy Changos, amigo.
Oh, and I forgot last week.
Yo, Summers!
The internet
Thought you
was
said
out,
this was the way
so
to
I
go.
finally called
Doors
Comcast
locked.
because I was like, this is getting ridiculous. Called Comcast. This person
What the hell,
answers
Summers?
and they're like,
I learned
okay.
it by watching you,
I saw
all right?
that first Comcast has a robot and they expect you to talk, and I hate that. 'Cause they
Are we
used to have
sure this
number
plan
options,
is going to work?
so I knew the number options
Yeah,
by heart.
people can build anything if we just get them the
And
parts.
so the robot says,
build
oh, we're
6
going to
robots?
send a
Remind me to
refresh
ask.
code to your
2 extra
modem.
slices for just $9.99.
So they send it, still doesn't work. And the problem with the internet was that websites like Facebook, YouTube, Google, they all worked. But no other sites would work. And I was like, what is going on? So I thought it was like a problem with our DNS of Comcast. So I set it to Google's DNS, still didn't work. So I called up Comcast. The robot reset my modem, still didn't work. So then I called again, got an actual person, and they're like, "Oh, according to this," and they just follow a script
That
because their
sentinel
diagnostic
part thingy
computer
we need.
tells them what to
Great.
say.
Let's
And there's
get
like,
it.
according to this,
Must be
your
another
modem
power
is
cell
old.
around here to power
And
this
I was
sentinel
like,
arm.
seriously, it's been working fine for like 4 years. That's not the problem. So they said, oh, you have to replace it because that's the issue.
Sentinels. They tore
So I was
this
like,
island
okay, thank
apart.
you.
Killed
And then I
millions.
like asked him because I looked
Be
up
such
on
a
like Down
downer.
Detector and it said a whole bunch of places where their internet was down. And they're like, no, according to Comcast, no place is down. And I was like, okay, sure, buddy. And so then, I hung up. Turned out it was the router had a bug in it. And so it required me to factory reset it, like a hard factory reset. And I was like, oh my goodness. It's done this once before, but it was like
Okay,
2
let's
years
find a
ago
thing to put
where I
this
had to
thing
reset
in.
it to factory settings. So I don't know what triggered it, but... And it just felt horrible because we didn't have internet for a solid week. And it was just like, And it wasn't like the usual reset where you just push the reset button or unplug it and plug it back in again. It was like you had to wipe everything and start back from zero. So I did that, and now it works fine. Man, it was just ridiculous. So that was discovered.
Hey, more bad guys.
So it's like what a world different is having internet
Let's
again.
get it on. Pirate style. That is probably gonna break.
Let's plug it in.
then last week, I had to drive my sister somewhere. Her and my grandmother had a concert to go to. It was like this choral concert. And so I drove him to it, but I was like, I don't want to go to that. And so I ate at Coney Island, and then I was like, I still had extra time before I had to pick him up. So I was like, I'm gonna go to Walmart just to see like what games they had. So I went there, and I usually buy my games online, or I go to like an actual video game store. But so I went into Walmart, went to their game section, and I looked at all the games, and so they had the games behind the glass, and they were all like $60. And I was like, seriously? And like, so I just browsed around, and then I found their $15 section, and I was like, oh, this is interesting. And there were 3 games that I was like planning to buy, but then I found their $20 section, and the joke of it was they had several games that behind the glass doors that they were selling for $60 or $70. They had several of them on sale for $20. So if you just went to the glass door where they kept the games, you would pay $60 for it. And it was just like, but if you spent your time looking around, you could get the same game for $20. And so they had Destiny there. And it was like the Destiny extension pack where it came with Taken King, Rise of Iron, and all the other expansions. I was like, seriously? Because online, if you want to buy Destiny on the Xbox store, it still costs like $69. And I was like, I'm not paying that for like a really old game. Especially when they just announced Destiny 2. So I bought the disc for $20. And so I'm checking out, and I was like, this has to be a joke. This has to be some error. They're going to charge me $60. Even though I got the game in the $20 bin.
Cable! Found the first part!
Nope, it was really $20. And I was like,
Excellent.
That's great.
One step closer to your demise. There is another part I need before we can get started.
Oh, ye of little faith.
You should be able to find it north of here. Now get your ass moving.
Really? Hey, Rome wasn't built in a day. We cannot fail! Mashed potatoes!
Deadpool smash!
And then around Easter, I usually wait for a game to go on sale. And so around Easter they had the spring sale for Halo 5. And I was like, okay. Like, I was boycotting Halo 5 because they took away split screen. And like 90% of what I do with Halo is play with other people on split screen. And this is silly. So I was like, oh, for $20. Felt like I was sticking it to the man. So I played through it. It was interesting. It's the first time I played through it. It wasn't until like the 6th level that I really felt like I was having fun. But the story was kind of depressing. I mean, it was a good story, and I like how they're incorporating more of the Halo books into the game. But it just felt like a really bad breakup. I was like, oh my goodness. Do I need this misery in my life? blasting. Okay, let's just run.
Deadpool 3, bathrooms 0. I can say chimichanga in 7 languages. Your mouth was open, too. Deadpool, get ready!
So on the whole, this game is pretty good and fun to play. It's very cathartic. Where did these people even spawn from? Getting all the coins. I always get lost here.
Need to find a way up.
Thank you, Deadpool. My favorite weapon is these hammer things. They're pretty good. They have the little like katana swords, and those ones I feel like he does a lot with them. Like he's animated to do a lot with them, but I don't feel like they do that much damage. And I accidentally backtracked. Where did I go indeed?
Another power cell! Let's get back to the Sentinel arm cannon and have some fun.
There we go. Now we can get that party started. When I worked in this department store, I worked on the freight team. I'm unloading the truck. And we always had to do it quickly because we were under time crunch. And the trucks, on the inside they have numbers, and so each row is a number, and there's like 26 rows. And we always had a lot of new people, so because I was hired seasonally, and so the supervisor was always like, "Let's get this party started." And we had to move in faster, and so I was like, "Nobody was happening." We started yelling at that, but we were supposed to move faster.
Looks like you brought a gun to a giant robot arm cannon fight.
I actually had a lot of fun working at the department store.
Looks like we rolled a random encounter.
Where am I supposed to go?
Just need to clear my... All right, let's go grab that last part for Kate.
No, the other thing that I was gonna like look up some news sources, but for some reason, well, it's a long story, but I used to be kind of anti-social media. I never really used to be anywhere. I didn't even have a Facebook until like the first time I had a Facebook account was in 2014. And the only reason why I got it was because I wanted my websites to have a Facebook page, so I could drive traffic from Facebook, but I don't really do anything
We've got
personal
everything
on
we need to
Facebook.
execute my super amazing,
And
awesome
so-
plan. Let's get back to Kate.
No, I completely forgot why I was telling you this. The social media was just a side story. How to get out of here? Trying to remember why I was telling you guys that. No social media, blah blah blah. It was something. I forgot which account I had to deal with. Oh, okay, I remember now. So before social media, and I didn't have social media until 2014. I also didn't have high-speed internet until 2013 because where I lived, they didn't provide high-speed internet till later. And my only option was like AT&T, and that was a DSL, so it wasn't much faster than what we had. But I was like, because I manage so much social media now, I used to go to like all these news sites, and now it's like I don't trust any news sites. And it's not that I don't really trust them, it's that like they don't report on things that are interesting to me. And so I recently went to, I was like, oh, I'll just get some stories from the BBC or something like that. And it was just like a billion, like almost junk stories.
I meant to do that.
And then I went to IGN. And this is a joke of it because I didn't want to watch a video. I just wanted to read an article. And almost all the links were like to like a brief description, and then it's like, check out this video we made of this article. And it's like, I don't want to watch the video. I just want to know what's happening. Like, it was a Star Trek article about they were having problems,
Summers,
I guess, or
here's the
casting
last
new
part you
people.
need.
And they were like,
Now let's
oh.
roll out.
Wrong franchise, buddy.
Wade, this has got to be
New
the dumbest
setbacks
idea
for
you've ever had.
Star
Risk
Trek
considerable. This is my...
series that's coming out.
Damn it, Wade!
And so it was just like, seriously, I don't want to watch this video. And you'd think they'd like focus on writing things out because it costs so much bandwidth. Because I don't think IGN uses like YouTube. I think they use their own. video provider, but
Yo, dog, I heard you like boots. So I put my boots in this boot so I can stomp you while I stomp you. I don't cable this
the other
shit
thing
would work.
that's
This
getting
is
kind of scary
freaking awesome.
about social media, but is YouTube. I don't know, I just
Good boy.
I upload a lot of
Should've
things to
known this was
YouTube,
gonna work before
and
we did.
I just feel less secure about it. Well, for one, I'm kind of stunned with like how much
We totally meant to do that.
data they process.
Yeah,
Like I
we're
heard
gonna
that
call
for every minute they get 24 hours worth of video, and now it's more than that. So I'm like, how are they going to sustain this? And then the other thing is that a lot of times the trolls are like getting all these accounts banned, so there'll be like a ton of people I subscribe to, and then I'll like be like, why am I not seeing this person in my feed anymore? I know they post things weekly, and I haven't seen them for a while, so then I go to their page and it's like, this account has been deleted due to copyright claims. And the guy's like, seriously?
Well, that worked out a little better.
And then like a month later, the channel will come back and they'll have an explanation and like, oh yeah, somebody created a fake company and then issued all these DCMA takedown requests for the channel, and then the channel was automatically deleted because Facebook was like, not Facebook, Google, YouTube was like, oh, you posted too much copyrighted content, your channel's been taken down. But it's an automated process, so there's no real human there to see that it's fake, and it's just like, oh my goodness.
We told them this was a bad plan.
So I'm currently looking for other hosting sites that aren't YouTube, and I found one, part of the service that I use for
Hey, I think I'm getting the hang of this.
Yeah, no.
my photography store. They also offer video hosting, but the problem with that is they only allow 20 minutes of each feed. You're like, okay. And the quality is actually high. I think the quality is higher than YouTube. And I've been researching that it works.
Execution, perfect
So
timing.
on
One of our
computer
finest
browsers it
moments.
uses Flash, but
All part of the plan.
when you're doing mobile, it does automatically switch it to
Sure, we're a lot of expensive setups.
HTML5, so that's
Hope Peter's okay with the budget.
Budget?
pretty nice.
We'll show him budget. Yeah, watch this. Hey, there's Rogue. Flying just like us.
Flying right at us.
Deadpool, look out!
So we're almost done here. So before we go, just remind you guys
Quit fooling around. I can't hold on like
that
that.
this is pre-recorded, but the full edition, the full gameplay is released in one big chunk on Patreon at LCD Productions. And after this streams, after we complete this stream on Twitch, it will be slowly released to YouTube for the public, but
I can't hold on like this.
on Patreon I release a bunch of videos, usually a month or two in advance to them being public, so it really is early access, and that's partly because I get annoyed as a YouTuber, because I used to support a lot of people on Patreon, now I support a few, but they say like early access, and it's early access for like a couple of hours. And so like a lot of times by the time you get to it, it's like, I missed the early access. What's up with that? And so I really try to put the people who pay for the content first and give them like a month in advance and
Wait till
big chunks of content.
Isn't that
So if you like, you
blockbuster?
can go to Patreon and support this
That's not
content.
good.
For $2 a month, you get early access to the videos from Quotations and from Thumbs United. And pretty soon, I'm going to start releasing some footage that's directly from LCD Production, as well as live to tape, because I'm
Wait,
almost done with
that's
production
our
there.
ass. We'll need to find our arm to twist the head back on.
Damn it! Even
So
the
thank you for
controls are
tuning in. I
backwards.
think we have
Pretty
one more minute
confusing.
left.
Come on, player, figure
I'm just gonna get my arm.
Is that Mr. Shugums? What's he doing down here?
Mr.
Hey!
Shugums. Thank you for
Well, the
tuning
mud
in.
has good taste.
I'll be streaming this Tuesdays starting at 7 p.m. Eastern Time.
Boo-boo. Come on, don't you have balls to lick? Come lick my balls.
And I also gonna do reruns.
One
So for the
treat.
first
Okay, now don't go anywhere.
episode, I'll rerun the previous week's episode. So it's like a double feature in case you missed last week's.
There we go. Ow! Ah! Much better. Good boy. Who's your good doggy? That's right. Sit. Ha! Now to find the X-Base.
Ooh.
You know, Rogue.
Okay, thanks for tuning in. Bye-bye.
No one could have survived.